Powerful. Very, very powerful, Prof. So then the question would be, how do you define the value that the customers are looking for?
That is very important question, Sarah, but you need to use tools. You need to use proper tools, the most appropriate tools, for you to be able really to define what are the values that the customers are looking for. And that is why we are speaking about value creation, yes, and value supply chain. And it's very critical. We need indeed first to understand what value are these customers looking for. To do that, you need to use the most appropriate tools. To understand that. Otherwise, we may end up in what we call pointless business excellence. Not operational excellence, but pointless business excellence. Sometimes in business, we are busy on something that is meaningless. Why? We are not really, in fact, creating value for the customer. Very important.
So, Prof, then the next question would be, are there any indicators that companies can look at, organizations can look at to determine whether what they're doing, their business, the things they're engaged in are pointless?
Very, very good point. One thing is about the customer experience. When you say customer centricity, customer experience matters. Customer experience matters. How do customers assess the experience of having a relationship with you? Because it's a very important, and that is why it's a very, again, you need a very proper tool, appropriate tool to measure and to track the customer experience. That's the current battleground within which we compete in business. We are now in the experience economy. We compete for few things. The first thing is the customer's attention. We compete for the customer's attention. That's a very, very important stuff. We compete for the customer's money. We compete for the customer's time. That's what we are competing. And the customer will decide, and based on what? On their experience with you. And that experience starts with the first time they are in contact with you. In contact with you. It's very important. That is why you must make sure you have omni-channels through which they will be able to contact you and start to experience their journey with you. It's very, very important. How many channels do you have for your customers to be connected to you? Because the probability for those customers to connect to you depends on the number of channels you open to you. Are you okay? That's the starting point. The starting point of the journey means what? The starting point of an experience. And through that experience, you must identify the moments that matters to the customer. Customer experience matters. But I know that. I had one student asking me that question. Hey, Rija, we know that we understand now that customer experience matters. So why then, in many organizations, that customer experience is very poor?
Good
And in
question.
some organizations, looks like they have been designed to lock the customers out.
Yeah.
Reflect, reflect, reflect. Are you amongst those organizations that have been designed to lock the customers out? Customer experience matters. The next question is, but who are driving the customer experience? Your people, your employees. My question to you is, are they relevant? Are they capable to deliver the high expectations of customers in terms of experience?
Prof, you raised a very pertinent and a very crucial point that requires deep thinking when it comes to the relationship between customer experience and employee engagement. A lot of organizations are looking at these things in isolation, and yet we do know that the two are interrelated because one impacts the other.
Yes.
Do you just want to speak a little about that?
Yes, it's always very true. It's like an iceberg. What you see on top of the iceberg is the customer experience. But what are underneath are your employee experience. Your employees will never be able to give and to provide things that they do not have. Example, you will never have customer happiness if there is no employee happiness. You want to make your customers happy? Ensure you keep your employees happy. Do you want your customers to have lifetime relationship with you? Ensure your employees want to have a lifetime relation with your organization. They will never be able to give things they do not have. And that is why there is a very big debate. Some people call customer centricity customer obsession. Customer obsession. How would your organization be obsessed with your customers if they are not even obsessed with your employees? Reflect, reflect, reflect. You cannot win in the marketplace unless first you win in the workplace.
Absolutely. Profound. I am reminded of the phrase that talks about charity begins at home, right?
Yes.
You can't go and save people out there and give them better experiences when you can't give a great experience to the people that are within your vicinity. People are driving your processes, your operations.